And this is what's really fascinating about the right bank, far more than the left bank, I think, is the fact that a lot of chateaux, their success depends on the soil they're on, because everyone talks about, and you mentioned it just now, the blue clay. That's the sort of mound of blue clay that Petrus sits on. It's basically the quality is very much sort of pinpointed to that specific terroir, isn't it?
It's true. So since Petrus is on blue clay, everyone talks about it. And still on Monday, I was having lunch in a restaurant with my wife, and I was sort of listening to the table behind me, and they were presenting their wine. It's right next to Petrus. I had never heard of the property, but so everyone wants to be next to Petrus, which is fine. It's a great sense of respect for that property. But the reality is you have that blue clay in two different parts of the appellation, and the rest of the appellation is mainly dominated by gravel. And if you compare, for example, Petrus and Lafleur Petrus, the link of the two names is the neighborhood, but because Petrus was what we call a lieu-dit, so that's where the name came from. But in fact, Lafleur Petrus is a much more elegant, much more feminine style of wine, because it is mainly on gravels, a little bit like Lafleur. Where Petrus will be purely on clay. Lafleur Petrus now has a few parts, as I just mentioned prior to that, where you will have that clay mixed up with gravel, but it's still dominated by gravel, and that will give the character. But if you look at other properties like La Conseillante, like l'Évangile, Gazin, Vieux Château Certan, Certan de Mai, those very well-known properties, they are all mainly on gravelly soils.
Yeah, and